What's up guys, Eterdo here, and today I'm going to show you how to play Mel in Season 16 with the best build and runes for mid lane and bot lane. I'll explain the way she works while also giving you useful tips to play her better. Right after applying an ability against an enemy, you should auto attack if you're in range, because with Mel's passive, after casting an ability, her auto attack is empowered and deals more damage. In order to maximize the damage from Q, you should try to predict the enemy movement, because your Q deals damage during the cast time, unleashing 6 projectiles that explode in the area, which means that your Q can only be fully effective if the enemy stays in that hitbox, and if they leave the explosion zone during the cast time, less than 6 projectiles will actually hit, which will result in less poke. As for the E, you fire an orb that roots enemies it passes through for 1.2 seconds, and at max range it slows enemies by 30% while also dealing extra damage. So if you want to deal full damage on the trait, you should E on max range and then use Q, because during that root and potential slow on max range from E, you're gonna be able to apply all 6 projectiles from Q, dealing tons of damage as a result. And then remember to quickly follow up with an auto attack. So this should be your main combo, E, Q and an auto attack. Now we're gonna focus on Mel's passive. Her attacks and abilities apply stacks on enemies, which are being stored for 5 seconds on the top left corner of the screen, and there's a tiny threshold indicator on Kane's HP bar. If his HP drops below that as a result of Mel's basic attack or an ability, that target gets executed. So this is the reason why Mel is so good at longer traits. This means that whenever possible, without overextending, you should aim for maintaining these stacks on your enemy, which will allow you to adapt even more, and all you have to do is to damage your enemy before 5 seconds elapse from your passive. It's much easier to do so mid-late game when your ability cooldowns naturally drop, so you can keep applying Q within less than 5 seconds. And the main goal of maintaining these stacks is to easily kill your enemy by consuming the stacks with your ultimate, to drastically increase your damage, or by simply getting an execute on low HP targets. And as for first item, you should always aim for Lost Chapter, so that way you won't have to worry about mana. And look, we're gonna make a nice trait. If the enemy gets hit by the max range E, he takes more damage because of that E circle, and the Q has the time to fully apply. Remember that. If you happen to bug very early in the game, then just take Dark Seal, because this item grants good amount of AP and HP, while also potentially giving you more AP if you get a kill or an assist. Now as for W, Mel forms a barrier around herself that reflects projectiles from enemy champions, which prevents her from taking damage and gives her 30% decay in movement speed for 0.75 seconds. Reflected projectiles deal 40% of original damage as magic damage. And you also cannot block the turret damage. And if there are no projectiles, then you can still make use of W by either timing your W in exact moment to avoid the most damaging enemy ability, or by granting yourself movement speed, so that way you can catch up to enemy easier to apply that auto attack for an execute, or you can create some distance. But if you want to do so, you have to make sure that you won't need your W for the fight that is about to potentially happen. This ability has a really long cooldown of 32 seconds early, so use it wisely. Make sure to keep your W for the biggest threat in enemy's kit. For example, Zerath's E. If you keep W and time it right when needed, it will be harder for your enemy to make a good trade, and they will have to respect your damage or risk getting outplayed. As for ultimate, this ability can only be used if you have passive stacks applied at the enemy champion or multiple champions, which means if you have recently attacked that enemy within the last 5 seconds. So with ultimate on passive, when you unlock and put points into this ability, you instantly get increased damage from your overwhelm stacks on the passive. And as for ultimate's active, Mel unleashes a radiant blast on all enemies affected by Mel's passive called Overwhelm, dealing magic damage to each. And enemies are also revealed for 1 second from the start of the cast time. The target doesn't have to be visible to get affected by automaton cast, and you can launch it from any range. The most important thing to know about your automate is the fact that once you apply enough stacks of your passive required to kill the enemy, the automate's icon will start glowing yellow, and that's when you should press automate. Most of the times you don't want to use your automate if it's not glowing yellow, because that means the damage won't be enough to kill the enemy, and you wanna keep it for something better. Just focus on applying the passive to as many targets as you can, and to especially load up a lot on one target. So always maximize first, apply as much as you can, and then ult. You can prolong the trade to keep refreshing the passive and allow yourself to generate more stacks. Keep in mind that your ultimate cast cannot be stopped, so if you are about to get crowd controlled, you can press ultimate before the stun hits. And also this ultimate has a cast time, so if you are low HP, you need to launch it early enough to finish casting before you die. Going back to the passive explanation, when I mentioned that you get an empowered auto after casting ability, I meant that Mel's ability casts each generate 3 stacks of your passive for 5 seconds, refreshing on subsequent casts and stacking up to 9 times, and your next basic attack consumes all stacks of the passive to additionally fire an equal number of blazing projectiles at the target, and the damage is based on the amount of stacks. So having this passive loaded up makes it easier to execute a low HP enemy, even just by auto-attacking. This passive also makes it really easy to farm and last hit minions, especially at your turret. And on lane you should have the mindset to poke your enemy with Q whenever possible, especially max range, so you can avoid enemy abilities when they try to trade back. And it's best if you can apply abilities when the enemy is close to the minion wave, so that you can both poke and outpush the wave. If you want to have an easier time landing your abilities, you should pay attention to your own minion's HP, and when the enemy is going for the last hit, starting an auto attack animation, that's the exact moment when you want to poke without taking the damage back. Because your enemy will be busy last hitting, not being able to trade with full effectiveness with that auto attack waste, and also it's a bit easier to land because the enemy is staying in one place in that moment. And also look for opportunities when an enemy wastes one of their abilities on minions, or if they missed, because during this time you can win the trade with Q, E and auto. So you can try to Q max range to avoid the poke, but sometimes it's also good to get a bit closer, so you wanna have the range with your Q behind or to the side of your enemy if they attempt dodging, and that way you might apply more projectiles. So you're giving yourself more room to actually catch an enemy if they start backing. It's the same with your E, if your main goal is to root or damage with the circle part, which also slows. If you start casting it closer to your enemy, it has higher chances of reaching an enemy trying to back away and potentially on max range. So then you're gonna slow as well and deal the most amount of damage possible. That way it will be harder for your enemy to dodge as well. It's worth noting that Q temporarily grants sight during the travel of projectiles, and the explosion grants sight too over the target area on the Q. Both can see through bush and terrain, so you can avoid face checks with it. Okay, I think we could try. And the mid lane quest. So I pay attention to my team. I wanna push first.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh, it seems I don't have to.
What else is hidden beneath my sigils?
We could dragon. Bot lane is pushed, mid as well. Let's do it. This should be pushed as well. Remember to be efficient with your cast, so you wanna apply both the Q and E on as many minions as you can at once. And 100 CS. I keep the E for Lucian. I did it for the speed up because I also got that extra damage on my passive after using an ability. And also by pressing an ability I refreshed the duration of my empowered stacks on my auto attack. You could see the icon with 9 stacks stored, which is the most amount you can have. Okay, I go Magi. These stacks are only for your empowered auto attacks, so you shouldn't confuse that with the stacks at the enemy champion, which are unlimited. So this is something different. Almost. Yeah, like Balkan contest, Zeraf's range. As for the summoner, I recommend teleport, and in some harder matchups against assassins, you can take barrier, but generally I think you're fine with teleport for most of your games. Okay, let's do voids. I could visit Jax too.
The Madadas depend on my strength. My
Nice bait.
thought I'd lighten the mood a little.
Yeah, just helping him in pushing this, not taking. Okay.
The E-rune.
Ally has been slain.
Steady is stagnant.
Bye.
Well, I would have preferred a compliment.
Kill caster minions first.
Shut down.
And let's get more gold.
True leader is secure.
This time I use my E for the push,
An enemy has been
but
slain.
it's wise to keep your E, just in case someone makes an engage.
An ally has been slain.
And also on the lane when you're playing against an assassin. The same thing applies.
A summoner has reconnected.
And they surrendered. Alright, welcome to the next game, and this time against a melee matchup. So based on stats, this is one of the hardest melee matchups, and it will be a good example on how to play against melee champions. And usually melee ones are not able to trade as good as Diana. Here I could have waited for the minion to drop on lower HP, so then it would be guaranteed that Diana would find herself exactly in that space, and then I would damage her with Q. But generally the goal is to apply the poke when she's going for the last hit, and as a melee champion she will have to get in range with that auto attack if she doesn't want to use Q, and that's when you can poke.
Change is
So exactly like this, and as you can see, this time it was really effective. I also didn't decide to push the wave early, because then Diana could just level up E and make a strong engage. And like this instead, I outpushed just enough to stack the wave while potentially poking her with my abilities. So you see, low HP minion and engage. And now it's gonna be easier to trade with her, and potentially I could even kill Diana. Okay. And this reached because I used E-Flash, not Flashy. Make sure to do so, because it's faster. But keep in mind, Diana will still have some killing potential, despite my W.
An enemy has been slain.
And I can touch the turret plate.
the Black Rose will answer for all that they've done.
She's losing these minions. Oh, she's playing with Ignite.
A true leader is secure.
And she has to push all the way through, so not reaching my turret, but she's following faster.
Enemy has been slain.
Okay, they're fine.
An ally has been slain.
Don't tell me you're gonna give her the kill.
It does not begin.
No, okay. Good. I intentionally keep my W for her Q, which is an essential part of her combo, and that's what I need to counter the most. Got to watch out. Okay, now Velvet is left alone. Flash, great.
Any desire can be destroyed.
If she goes in, I win. Okay, out level up. So now I'm being patient and I'm keeping my abilities, and I'm gonna cast these when I'm sure I'm actually gonna land. And I can just zone Diana away from CS.
Assess the surroundings. Anticipate any outcome.
So now Diana has a problem and she knows I have W. I feel like I'm gonna get the kill. So let's try. Great. And the E. And the ult. And let's get Lost Chapter.
Be it with friend or with each obstacle I overcome, I leave behind a chasm.
Lilia got this. Nope. Just have to finish off with the passive. I knew I had enough damage, so no running away.
Just a moment. The Medardas depend on my strength, my unwavering conviction.
Well, let's see. Oh, she didn't go for the blue buff.
steady is stagnant.
Yeah, and I don't have to push. And I'm not expecting Diana to gank bot.
The best lies are wrapped in truth.
She wants the cannon.
War should only be a love. Valiant attempt.
And max range. Ah, so close, like I had so many stacks. Great.
An enemy has been slain.
Constant use of my magic.
Mel is still so strong. Now seems we're gonna have to deal with Red Velvet.
What else is hidden beneath my sigils?
So much love.
Look at that wave clear.
The arcane is at my fingertips.
Okay, she already cleared Raptors, I won't find her there. Where is Sion?
I'm no longer bound by her standards.
I thought he would be out in at B. Like, not directly, but
I choose to forgive whenever.
I thought he would be escaping this side. Okay, let's pressure her now.
Now that I've returned to you, what challenges await me? See through this.
Enemy rampage.
My
Teleport is not worth it.
Enemy is unstoppable.
I should have been there for you. Negotiations are rarely.
I mean, it's gonna be worth, but I need my boots first.
I overlooked your mate.
Double kill.
Okay, Velvet. No stacks, that means there's no RB, keep in mind,
Things were
so you can avoid face checks.
so.
Oh, that damage, like, well, it's so fun.
requires one to learn quickly and promptly.
And that way dragon is free.
Change is the only constant.
An enemy has been slain.
Inaction invites regret.
That's... Yeah, Diana is pushing mid. But it's okay. Have to flash what? Still got hit by W. So that means I flashed in line. Oh, look at that question mark. She's feeling so relieved, as if what happened. I'm still ahead. She wants to lane swap against Diana?
The Black Rose will answer for all that you
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Not even Lulu made a difference.
so little else.
Your team
I was like, is that another velvet bait?
I deserve everything I've
I
attained.
have no flash, so I've got to be cautious.
has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, she's there. I stick to that side. It's gonna be harder for Velvet to do something. Oh, she's dead. Now I could write a question mark.
Compassion does not beget weakness.
I have my teleport, I could go on the side lane.
Tainted breathing. Many question my motives, but their whispers do not define me.
Yeah, do it, it's free.
Has destroyed a turret.
I protect my own.
An ally has been slain.
Rice is doing weird things. But my team secured dragon, I like it. 3 drakes.
Is dominating.
Assess the surroundings. Anticipate any outcome.
Shut down.
Defensive vote. Come in. I'm coming for you, Jinx.
Killing spree.
Nice try.
Any worthwhile venture involves risk.
An enemy has been slain. An
Magi
ally
is
has
stacked.
been slain.
League is the enemy. To blend in, we shed authenticity. Only
Okay.
those
Velvet on the other side of the map, I can push. This is so rewarding, so much vision. And Velvet mid. I pretend I backed. So they gonna
Been destroyed.
chase someone else. Nice, Velvet went for a fight.
Enemy is left.
I'm back.
the best lies are wrapped in truth.
This game is Velvet versus Mel. My bad, because I used my E earlier. So this allowed for Diana's engage. That's why I've gotta be cautious when you use it for the wave clear. Okay, Luden's upgrade. Shutdown.
War should only be a last resort.
Dominating. Your turret has been destroyed.
Now the Malefacts are subdued.
I think I have so much damage that
An enemy
pressing
has
W
been
against
slain.
Lulu was unnecessary.
Has destroyed
The wolf. Both necessary.
Okay, Velvet is coming. Let's get Dragon Soul. And that cup.
Slain.
I think these gifts were hidden within me. The lives considered.
Godlike.
But push.
I'm fit to lead.
Ally has been slain.
Waste their time.
I can't afford to get caught. Okay, where is she?
Your turret has been destroyed.
What else is hidden beneath my sigil?
Oh, I guess you're too tanky, Lulu? No. It looked like she would survive.
Has been slain.
The arcane is at my fingertips.
Let's Baron, cause Velvet is dead. Stop, like no one's defending. You have to kill Split Pusher first. Ah. Oh, magic pen.
Ally has been slain.
Come on, rise. Let's Baron now. Yeah, Diana is far away. Ooh, nice Ash.
Lies may breed hope.
Ho ho! Not even out.
I choose to forgive whenever possible.
Come on, let's push something.
How
We have to catch someone first.
Now that I've returned to my family, what challenges await us?
Very nice catch. Elder. Yeah, started IKP. Okay, my bot. Out too early this time. Mighty be stronger and Velvet is dead. It's fine. Like Jinx is so behind.
Focus. Do not lose your composure.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
There is top lane.
Things were so much simpler on the council. Leadership requires one to learn quickly and constantly.
What? Yeah, be careful because Sion is pushing. I could have killed Velvet earlier. Oh. I've got Alex here.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Rico. Who's left? Lulu. Killed in base. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you learned something on how to play Mel. You can like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I also do coaching for Mel and other champions, so if you're interested you can contact me on Discord in the video description. Also check out my stream, my other channel in the description. Thanks for watching and see you next time.